Hey, welcome back to Lamb Chop Builds. I know it's been a couple days, and show you a little bit of what I've been working on here. Uh, got my LEDs, some resistors put in those for my because these are pretty bright without a resistor. Use the 9 to 14 volt, I believe it is, resistor in them for my headlights, or the 5.1 to 9 volts what I was using to dim them down a little bit. You can see in here I got these for this is for the Wick Chevelle. Got the headlight buckets cut out to be able to put the LEDs in, turn signal lights here, running lights. Those will be going in. Getting ready to mix some paint using for the Chevelle using forest green metallic MCW 7017E paint. Got that. Got my Mr. Color leveling thinner here to go. I've got some MCW 1003E hardener. We'll be mixing that here in a little bit. This will be like 1-to-1, give or take, and a couple drops of hardener from what I've seen everyone doing. That'll be done here with the magic of video. I gotta get some things set up, but it'll be here in a second. All right, here we go. Let's mix some paint. First, we're gonna stir up my MCW paint. Let's see here. Got my handy little mixer. Get down here. Get a couple. Get it stirred up good. Get the bottom of the jar good. Dip that over here. I got some IPA here. Just kind of clean my mixer with. Does a fairly decent job. Clean it, and then we'll wipe it here in the paper towel. Clean enough for next time. Here we go. This is my first time mixing paint, so let's get an idea here what I'm going to do. All right, someone's driving by the house here. I'm probably going to do 7.5 to 8 milliliters paint and thinner here. So let's get some paint going. I know when I mix the primer or the green for the interior with acrylic, I mixed it a lot. You know, I'd rather have too much than not enough, so I get everything mixed and painted at once. Here we go. That's about 5. This will put me to about 7.5 right here. Yeah, we're right under 7.5. Set that to the side here. I'll use that again here in a minute. Fresh pipette right here. We're going to do the same with our thinner, Mr. Color leveling thinner. So we're going to take up to about 15 milliliters altogether to do a 1-to-1, which is what everyone recommends. You know, and I'm going to go with what everyone recommends because I'm new. Just a little dab more. Not much more. There's that. That takes us to our 15. I'm gonna try and save that pipette if I can remember which one it is for next time. But they tend to crack after a few uses. We're already on this end, these cheap ones from Amazon, so more than likely it's going to get tossed away. As Craig's Corner does, I watched him enough. He takes his Mr. Color MCW enamel hardener and puts it in a Tamiya jar, and that's what I did. You know, we'll see how that goes. I believe it's supposed to help it. I'm gonna mix this paint up just a little bit here with my thing to get a good mix on it before I put the hardener in. Then we'll do this again. I didn't show you all on the bumper I had for the Chevelle. The rear bumper, I got to looking at the artwork and the car and everything, and the rear bumper has this body collar strip across the bottom. I did not know that until looking and didn't prime it, but I did sand a little bit on it. And that's going to get painted as well. As you can see, I got it taped off with my green painter's tape. Get that mixed up good. Now let's put some MCW hardener here, 1003E hardener. I do have a fresh pipette for that, so don't get using this one. Will go right in the trash. I'm only going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drops because it don't seem like it takes much to work. Now I might not have enough, but I've got some. You know, that's all I'm going for. You know, I'll learn as I go on, and I'll share what I learn with you guys that watch. If you like what you're seeing, hit that like and subscribe button. Help me get my subscriber count up. Not that it matters. I'm doing this for fun. If you learn something, I might do something different and explain it in a way as a new person. You might understand what I'm talking about. You know, that paint's looking pretty good. I'm about half tempted to mix it with the paint mixer too here. Seems to be the consistency of milk. A little thin. I got my compressor set on 18 psi. I'm using a 0.5 needle. I could probably go to the 0.3 on the needle. You know, I'm going to go with what I got set up already. The color's looking real good. Here. Yeah, let's use the Badger just to give it some swirl. You know, get a couple turns in here. Whoa. Clean that again over here in the IPA just to get the heavy stuff off. Take it back over here. Got that cleaned. And I'm going to do my best. I'm going to take my phone over there, my camera that I use, my phone. And I'm going to set up and show you some of what my airbrushing. I'm going to take me a spoon. I've got one with some primer on it elsewhere. I'm going to spray it too, but I'm going to show you guys this one. Right here's my spoon with primer. I'm going to spray it as my test, just so I have an idea of no primer and primer, how this paint looks. Let me put my lid back on the jar here. There's going to be plenty enough to do another model in that. They said you can get like 2 to 3 out of this. If I get 2, I'm going to be happy. I know I'm going to get 2, so I'm going to be happy with this paint for $6. Get 2 miles, it's $3 a model to paint it. What's a jar of spray paint cost you? Then you don't have the control over it as you do with the airbrush here. I don't need that cup. So time is of the essence right here since I got my hardener in here. And let me go get set up to paint real quick. See you in a few. All right, here we are, set up to paint. I'm setting my microphone probably up on the top right here, so you guys. I'm not sure how well it's going to pick up the audio here. I'm getting set up here. Go along here. Where did I do my bed here? All right, so I've got my compressor sitting over here, set on 18. I've checked in. It's going here, so you might hear that running here. Got my spoon set up in here, as you can see. My clear spoon, my primered spoon. Got my hood. Got it ready. A little bit on the bumper here. Got the body sitting here. You know, and I'm not going to, if this turns out kind of botched up or whatever, I'm not going to redo it because it's my first time. You know, it'll have to work. You know, I'm not going to, I don't know. I'm learning. This is, you know, your first time through, you'll be learning. I'm trying to do some learning for you. At the same time, I'm learning, showing my first time, maybe my mistakes or my successes here on doing this. You know, there's a lot of tutorials out there on airbrushing. You know, this is going to be one of them. You know, right, wrong, or however it turns out. We'll see. You know, see how it does. That paint's looking good. So we're going to do this here. Let me turn my fans on here. Draw the fumes out of it with paying attention. So you guys may not hear me now. Just nice, easy passes here. Kind of looks good there. Set that off to the side. I'm going to test my spoon here that's got the primer on it. It's showing up nice under that, on the primer. The green flake. Kind of looks dark. Looks like it's supposed to on the car. So now we're going to do this bumper here. I'm worried this is going to look a lot brighter than everything else with the black primer. But you know, you live and you learn. Set that off for a second. Let's do the hood here. It's probably going to take a couple coats on here. But I think this will be, let me spray this body a little bit. I'm going to turn you guys off, show you the complete. Hey there. It's I'm done painting. I don't have a dehydrator or anything like that people use to put these in, but I wish you guys could see this. The color like this MCW paints lays down nicely. Going forward, I may test on different primers to see which primer gets the better result. But looking at this, I wish I had a better light to show you. It looks like the car. It's a really good color. Came out shiny, looks really good. It's probably tacky right now. I'm not going to touch it for a couple days. It's getting a little dust in it, but I'm going to wet sand it a little bit, clear it. I may clear it or just put Future over it or Floor Shine. I'm not sure which route I'm going to go because it looks pretty good as it is. I wish you guys could see how clean it looks. And the little bit, dust particles ain't gonna hurt it. It'll shine up. I may polish it before more than clearing it. Just then put Future or Floor Shine over it. It does show some swirls I had in it in the primer, and on the hood when I was wet sanding, I did go through the primer and there was some white showing. This covers very well, and I think it's probably how it's leveling itself, filling in anywhere. The hood looks the best of all. A little speck of dust here or there, that'll polish out nice. The bumper, let me show you here, is not as green as the body. It's starting to, it's gonna be a little different shade. I wish I'd have caught that earlier and put some black primer on that and left it ready to go. But it's gonna look good. It's gonna look better than being all chrome. But the hood looks very good. The hood looks very good, it says. I'm happy with it. I'm very happy with being my first time airbrushing paint on a car, on a model. It just looks good. I'm very, very satisfied. Let me put this, I don't know, it ain't gonna do much. You can see the sparkle in there. I don't know if you can see that or if it's not focusing. Sparkles nicely. It's shiny, clean. The paint laid down beautifully. Would it lay down better, mixed differently? I don't know. It's my first time, but I'm very happy with it. I don't know, did I put too much hardener in? Not enough. It's kind of like that one Tootsie Roll Tootsie Pop. How many licks does it take? The world will never know. I'll never know on this. Now, someone out there may say, "Oh, you should have done this or done that." I'm learning. I've watched enough of Barber Toast Rex, Craig's Corner, all them guys, like trying to figure it out for myself while learning, doing what they do, trying to find my way. I'm happy with it, And one thing, I probably went overboard on wet sanding the primer. I was worried the paint wouldn't stick because I wet sanded 5,000 on the primer. This was slick as glass putting the paint on. I washed, I did wash it with Dawn, whatever, but it was very, very slick primer. If I wasn't doing this as a John Wick Chevelle, I may have left it in primer and done something like the Death Proof Nova, but done it as a Chevelle, just because it felt so neat and looked good. And I don't know. We'll see how this comes out in a couple days, and we'll revisit this here later. And while I got done painting the body here, let me put that up there out of the way, kind of hide it. I took a little bit of leftover paint I had right here in my thing, and on the Chevelles around the SS emblem is a very small stripe of body color paint. I did manage to get a dab in there and let it run, It is almost thin like panel liner is this paint, on a brush. But then I probably should have went straight from the jar and done that. I was using my handy magnifying glass here to dab that paint down there, and it done pretty good. I'm happy with it. Been a not stressful couple days, a little bit challenging couple days. The wife's grandfather, he's in the hospital right now. Probably hopefully coming home tomorrow or Tuesday. They got to run some more tests. He's 95 years old. I had to take him up to the VA. He hadn't used the bathroom for a couple days and wasn't telling nobody. Then finally, he's in so much pain. But then he's doing. They taking care of him. There's other things going on, but that's for another time and another place. But for 95, he does good. Yeah, gets around very, very well. With that, happy miling. See you next time.